Welcome back to the booth, guys, here at Card Kingdom's Get Swifty for a Twisty. I'm Josh Monks, that's Casey Hogan, and we have round 2 to bring to you. So this match we have Shops, Mishra's Workshop. Is it Mishra's Workshop? I was getting confused.
Yep, that's the person.
Okay. I was getting Mishra's Workshop and Mishra's Factory confused.
Oh.
Very different cards. We have Shops here versus a Mentor deck. So very similar to a Delver strategy, but running Monastery Mentor instead of the Delver Secret. So a little bit grindier, a little bit more mid-range.
Yeah.
It runs the full Mox package as... Yep. Mentor triggers off of all non-creature spells rather than Delver and Young Pyromancer. Delver and Young Pyromancer both trigger off instants or sorceries. So I believe we're going to head down to that match now and see exactly how this is going to play out. I feel like Shops has a slight advantage, but I feel like all Shops matchups, it really depends on who is going to win the die roll.
Absolutely.
Which I'm always happy when you go down and we get to see the die roll as it happens. It's a little bit more exciting rather than having to guess. But I like where they put the dice.
Yeah, that makes it very, very clear.
It's probably easier for them to remember that way.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's not out of the question that they just replace their piece of paper with the big old D20s.
I still write it down. I like having the history in matches. I think it's important to have, but having the dice is important for us.
Yeah.
So, por qué no los dos?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you ever go through and look at your old your game histories to see?
Almost always.
Yeah.
You know what I like watching more though? My self-casting. I feel like that gets me a lot better. I analyze my commentary. I want to do commentary of me doing commentary. That might be too deep, though.
Like to commentate, I just want a picture of Exhibit appearing in the bottom left of the screen right now. Didn't get to see who won the roll, but it looks like
Arviel did.
Yeah.
He's got the classic shop on turn 1.
Yeah.
Got some chairs moving around behind us, so it looks like he's got 2 sphere effects. And they're just dragging chairs all over the place back there.
Yeah, I think they got thrown out of the cafe. Yeah, so
6 mana.
Rob opens up a 6. He's got a lot of annoying cards he can put onto the field right now.
Looks like he's got 2 Thorn effects, he's got a Tanglewire, and he's got a Steel Hellkite.
Yeah, I think that's a Phyrexian Metamorph in the middle as well.
So I might actually just play this Hellkite here, and then next turn play the Metamorph copying Hellkite and be like, what do you got?
It's like, I got 5/5s, this is good. Yeah, they're the wrong annoying 5-power creatures out of the Shops deck.
Yeah, they really want to drop Bloodstone Golem here.
Yeah.
But you can't always get what you want when you play this deck.
Yeah.
This deck, Shops definitely suffers from the I draw 1 card a turn rule, which is exactly what it sounds like. You only get to draw 1 card a turn, so if you don't have the card in your hand, you're probably not going to find it anytime soon.
Yeah. He doesn't even have the staff in it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He likes the Tanglewire too.
I like this play a lot. If Zach doesn't have a Forcible, this is just sticking. And there's so many decks that really can't deal with this.
Yeah, Zach's deck plays nearly a full complement of Swords of Plowshares, and he has a singleton Kolaghan's command to destroy
He does have the Kolaghan's command in hand, though.
Destroy target artifact?
Yes.
Oh, mercy.
And make Rob discard.
Oh, Lord.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that's really good against the one card per turn deck.
Yes, absolutely. It is a 2-for-1, as they say, in the strictest sense of the word. However, Rob might decide to next turn play a Sphere Effect, potentially 2 Sphere Effects if he hits Soul Land.
Yeah, or any land. He can play the... Oh, no, he had to play a creature one. I actually kind of like the Tanglewire, to be honest.
I can see Tanglewire. The problem is that means you're not attacking for 5.
If he draws any lands, then he can play the Wire.
I'll play the Wire and a Sphere Effect. Yeah, all of the lands in the Shops deck are Soul lands. Looks like you drew a Batter Skull, though.
Yeah. Oh. Well, this is also good.
Here, I have another 5/5. Is this enough 5/5s? How many 5/5s do you need?
Yeah, Rob falls to 18, Zach falls to 14. And,
see if they update their die. It looks like neither player is going to update their die.
You know, I had such high hopes for these guys.
The problem with Mental Misstep in this format is that it's great against all of the blue decks. It is so bad against the Shops decks.
Like, you can be very fortunate and ding their Soul Ring, or maybe a Mana Vault, but that's everything.
So Zach's going to preordain. He sees a Swords of Plowshares off that preordain. Yeah. However, there are 2 5/5s he's facing. So this Sword's answer is 1, but not 2.
I only get 1. It's gonna go. Looks like he might sorcery speed this the swords here. I guess I can't think of a reason to wait. You know, he can always respond to all of Rob's sorcery speed effects.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob, however, if he does play a Soul Land, he could pump whatever he targets to get an extra life with the Fire Breathing.
Oh, pretty interesting.
Not relevant.
I'm gonna assume that he wants to float the mana into damage.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so he does just burn.
There's a sense.
Chooses the original. That's rude for us, but I understand.
Sporting. And I imagine it's going to pass the turn. You really don't want to play the Mox here, as
it's just going to die immediately to the Steel Hellkite.
Steel Hellkite says, I'm going to EE you this turn.
Yeah.
for any number. So he draws a Mox, which, allows him to play a Tangle Wire, and he'll be able to attack next turn at the cost of not being able to play any spells.
I think that's just fine. Zach's on a pretty short clock now. He has to find one more swords before he dies immediately.
He's at 13. He's going to 8 off this swing. Looks like we're finally updating these dice.
What a pair of team players.
Now that RVL has seen that Zach updated his die.
Also declines to update his. Yeah, Zach gets to take a draw here. Peels, gets to burn his Mox to play a Preordain. See a bunch of cards. Play a Ponder. See a bunch of cards that aren't Swords of Plowshares. He's got one more turn, and slash or needs to find a black and a red source in order to play the Kolaghan's Command to destroy target artifact.
Yes.
He takes a pretty quick shuffle, saw a Gush and a Time Walk, which is on the abstract pretty good, but.
Not great. He's able to cast Gush here, and he hasn't put a land yet this turn. So.
But he can't. He locks himself out of being able to Gush into another Swords. And playing Gush into a Tangle Wire at this point is pretty awkward.
It's ambitious for sure.
Finds a regular old land.
He really wants to find a Snapcaster Mage.
He wants to find a creature with flying, but there ain't none of those in this deck.
Yes. Well, if he hits Snap, he can flashback that Swords.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Intrinsic 2 for 1 there.
Yeah, that's still pretty good. He's
going to play that land, which I imagine next turn is going to be fetching up a red source on his upkeep, so he can play that Kolaghan's Command.
Yeah.
So he's going to RVL explaining how he's going to stack these triggers the intelligent way. Yeah. There's Tangle Wire represents 2 triggered abilities, one that removes a counter and one that taps permanents for each counter on it. So when it's your turn, you can choose to remove the counter and then tap all your permanents. And 3 permanents tap, that's the one he chose.
Yeah, you can, as you control the triggers, you can choose the order in which I put into the stack.
Smokestack allows you to do the exact same thing. It looks like Zach is not going to elect to play that Kolaghan's Command.
No, he needed a black and a red source.
Oh, right. He had a Tundra and an Island. That's not quite
pretty funny.
So yeah, RVL taking game 1 there pretty quick.
Yeah.
Got some big dragons, some steel Hellkites, if you will.
We made fun of the line of play that would actually turned out to be pretty strong.
I was minded.
Yeah.
I saw it, I'm like, I like this one.
Got a correction on Rob's name here, but looks like our great TO.
I corrected it.
Did you? Oh, good team.
Yeah, that's when I stood up just like a minute ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Heads up play.
Doing my keep.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
You're doing this one.
I didn't know how to spell RVL's name either. I know him as RVL. I think I knew him as RVL before I knew his name was Rob. So
when you yelled Rob at the start of the match, I was like, who are you talking to?
Everyone knows him as RVL.
So heading over to the sideboard, Shops match takes that first game.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chops' board right now. Looks like he's got a Ghost Quarter and a Caracas, so he's got some extra lands should he want to bring in. Not going to in this matchup. Yeah. He's got 2 Witchbane Orbs, which are great against the Curse deck. Also very good against Tendrils deck.
Yes, you get Hexproof.
There is no Curse deck. There is only a Tendrils deck in Vintage. But if someone makes a Curse deck, Witchbane Orb is the counter.
Yeah, you can't play Bitter Heart Witch in real life and then file for redemption. Or on Magic Island. Like on
Is
Magic
it bugged on Mitgo?
It was for a while.
Oh, okay. Most things are. I think the Spire Spine's bug is still out there. I'm not 100% sure.
Spire Spine? Oh, that card's very complicated.
Yes. I imagine it's hard to program too. Looking at the rest of Rob's board, he's got 7 cards for Dredge. He's got 3 Tormod's Crypt and 4 Grafdigger's Cage. Don't think he's going to bring those in. He's got 2 Crucible, a 1 Foil, and a Trike. I imagine he's going to bring in that Trike that Triskelion. Very good against the Mentor decks. Very easy to kill a lot of creatures with it.
Protects Zach on Zach's side. We see a pair of Energy Flux. I imagine are coming in. Saw Radiant Flames just come in.
Ooh.
Yeah, another 3-mana Converge spell, joining Painful Truce as being air quote pretty reasonable to cast.
Yeah, worth its mana cost.
Yeah,
is how I describe it.
Yeah. See, a Repeal might come in. Saw that Stony Silence, which I think is.
It's okay. It's not great.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the attack step, which is what Zach fell to pretty quickly here.
It does stop Mana Rocks, but Shops usually is going to be using the Mana Rocks the first couple turns to be deploying those Spheres, and then everything else in the deck is a triggered ability or a land, which are not artifacts.
Right. Would have been good against Steel Hellkite there. I would say it would have protected his own boxes, but then he would have...
Yeah, would have protected them and also put them in a box.
Exactly.
Put them in a box far away from this match.
Yeah, Zach also has a Cavern Soul, so he can bring in if he wants another land in this matchup, which kind of makes sense. And see some, and 12 other singletons.
Of course, why not?
Yeah.
You're not even going to list them all out for us? That's what we're here for. All right.
Yeah, okay. It's got a pair of Containment Priests, single Dak Faden, which I imagine will make a feature
Dak is
here.
amazing against shops.
Yeah.
You drop a Lodestone Golem, you drop a Dak, and then all of a sudden you have a Lodestone.
I want to borrow that thing. He's got a Fluster Storm, an Alice Spellbound, and a Pyroblast. Probably not going to come in here, as well as a Supreme Verdict, which I'm not sure.
I don't like it.
It's pretty slow.
The way you beat this matchup is not by wrathing their board of big threats, it's to destroy all their mana rocks. Or not mana rocks, but their pure effects.
Someone took my point. I'm very angry.
We lost our tree folk.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll find it after the match.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
A Surgical and a Swords rounds out Zach's board. Do you like the 4 swords in this matchup?
Yes. You definitely want to keep the swords. It's a very clean answer for Lodestone Golem, which is both a sphere effect and a clock. Mm-hmm. So it kind of does double duty there. Mainly because Lodestone Golem does double duty.
Yeah. It's pseudo 2 for 1.
Hey, there's a Black Lotus.
Yeah, there it is. Got a Strip Mine joining it as well as Mox Pearl.
So we've seen a Black Lotus every single game, except for the game where we saw more than one. We saw 3, I believe.
Vintage at Card Kingdom where 1 Lotus just isn't enough. Zach on the play here. Oh, do both players have a Lotus on their opener?
I did not see one at Rob's, but he's got a lot of battle cards over there, so it's a little bit harder to tell when he's got a Lotus.
Yeah.
We're going to see a turn 1 Mentor off a Lotus.
Pretty powerful.
Mox, trigger this guy, make a Monk, make a Josh Monks.
Hello.
I'll land for the turn. I might just play oh, he's going to cast Preordain, never mind. I like casting Preordain, make another Josh Monks. Try 2.
Gets a
Forceful and a Mox. I'm double topping that. Oh, he doesn't have a blue card in his hand. I bought him the Force here.
Yeah.
Playing Mox and pass.
Yeah, it gets around. It's you don't have to get around Chalice as much as these days. Just get an additional. I wonder if there's an argument for sandbagging it, so you can come in for an additional 3 damage next turn.
I suppose there is, but there's so many. Oh, I found the plant.
Oh, there. Oh,
he's on camera.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Hanging out in the corner right there.
Alright, I'm done.
Yeah, I could see holding it. I think it's a little bit more powerful to just run all your cards out there as soon as possible, because if RBL drops a rock, you probably want to not have to worry about that. He drops another rock.
That's pretty good.
That's going to prowess his board. He's also got a Strip Mine for that Mutual Workshop.
Mm-hmm. Gonna set Rob back just a little bit.
Effectively a turn.
Yeah. You got to go forward 3 turns and then back 3 turns.
Yes. Lotus.
Yeah. I wonder whether this is really quite a day here.
A lot of action going on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Very surprised.
Got this Pearl, gonna buff up Zach's Monks to being 2/2s. He attacks with everything.
I don't like attacking with the Mentor.
Rob doesn't like killing the Mentor either.
Alright. Interesting. He must be afraid of like a Brainstorm potentially.
Yeah. Reasonable. Yeah.
Well, I guess he would trade there. Lodestone Golem's a 5/3.
You'd have to go. Yeah, you'd have to. Maybe he doesn't want to lose his Lodestone. This might be what he thinks to be his one route to victory. Doesn't have a land doesn't play a land behind his second Mox here.
One of the things you can do is, I've actually done this before and won because of it. I've played a Phyrexian Metamorph on my Shops deck to copy my opponent's Mentor, and then made more tokens than he had.
With all your Monks.
It was pretty sweet. But it looks like he's electing to make a 5/3 here rather than a 2/2.
Highly defensible at the cost of an additional 2 life. Brings him down to. He took 4, 7, so he should be at 11 now. If Zach draws a cantrip here, the game might be over.
Oh, hey.
There it is.
Speaking of cantrips.
Yeah.
Fire this bad boy off.
Yeah. We can see why Preordain is too good for Modern.
Yeah.
Based on its performance in this game.
Yes. He's putting 3 mana over there.
Yeah,
oh, right. There's 2 Lodestone Golems.
Yeah, exactly.
I always forget about those bad boys.
Yeah. Don't
Trigger and Scry 2. Ooh, Swords of Plowshares. Doesn't quite have enough mana to cast that, however.
Short by 1, but I think I might.
I think you win if you cast that, so I think you keep it on top and then you bottom the land.
It's reasonable. Argument for bottoming both. Try to find yet another piece of power.
Absolutely. If you double bottom and then you draw a land, though, you're in pretty bad shape.
I'm not sure bad shape really describes it. He gets
fair enough. Awkward.
Yeah, it's
less great shape.
It's inconvenient, but he still gets to bash with the whole squad here.
Yeah, the fam's coming in hot.
Zach gets, Rob falls to what I imagine is precariously low. Goes down to 7, or takes another 7. Should bring him down to 4 life points. And Rob should be somewhere around 4. I think this is going to be Zach's last attack next turn.
Certainly what it feels like. So this Swords of Plowshares will cost 4 mana. Ooh.
Oh, that's really good.
He draws another Mox, so he's going to be able to play the Mox for 1 mana.
Correct.
Effectively costing and creating 0 mana.
Yep.
Update the die really quick. I ran over and told them, they both nodded, and then Zach did it, and Rob forgot to.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so Zach actually can play the Mox, attack with everything. Rob...
he gets the blocks too. Yeah, and then Zach swords one of the blocked creatures. Not one of the blocking creatures, one of the creatures that are blocked.
Well, even if Rob blocks the Mentor and one of the monks, there are a pair of 2/2s that are coming in after he plays the Mox.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Math's hard, man. These prowess triggers just kind of float in the nether.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you're playing Vintage, you're like, oh, I've got all this cool stuff I can do. I'm going to play this land, I'm going to get a token, I'm going to attack, and then I'm going to be really cute, but it's just like, I'm going to play a land and attack you for lethal.
I'm going to attack and you're dead.
Yeah. There's finding that point of... Oh, he's gonna play the swords. Okay, well...
Oh, and RVL's gonna scoop him up anyways.
I'm pretty sure it was still lethal.
So going into game 3 here, Zach took that one pretty clean with a turn 1 Mentor. Very powerful against these shops decks. Yeah. Getting underneath shops is how you beat them.
Yeah, starting with his own Lotus, definitely put him up on the... put him up above.
Yeah, turns out Black Lotus is a pretty powerful card.
Would you believe?
Due to the price, I do believe.
Yeah. It's the most expensive card. I believe.
There's got, You know what, yeah. I was going to be like, there's got to be some card in Summer Magic. I'm like, no, you know what?
I think a Summer Underground is probably more expensive than the most beat up Black Lotus you can find on the market, but, that's...
But, if we're talking about a very specific version that is the smallest subset of printings of an Underground Sea, I'm going to grab the smallest subset of the printings of Black Lotus, and I'm pretty sure Alpha Lotus more expensive than an Underground Sea from Summer.
There's an ability to lie with statistics here, but, kind of gets around the point here.
You know what one of my favorite things about the events at Card Kingdom are?
What are they?
Sanctioned Vintage. There are no proxy allowed at these events. These are tournaments. They're official tournaments. Deck list required.
We've got a head judge for the tournament.
Jordan McQueen, great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he head judging? I think so.
I believe he's the head judge. I can tell based on all that work that he's not doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called delegating.
Yes.
It's an important skill you learn.
Management skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so getting set up for game 3 here. These guys are just going to grab their openers. Yeah. See who decides to mulligan this game and who gets to keep a Black Lotus in their opener.
Have we seen a mulligan from either of these players in this matchup?
No.
I jinxed it. Sorry, Rob. I'll get you back next time.
Rob's sending him back.
Yeah, pretty quick mulligan for him. Zach has
3 Moxes. He's got a recall.
That's a lot.
That's a recall, right? I didn't make that up.
There is a preordain. There's a gush.
Okay. There's a gush for preordain, and I thought it was a recall. He's flipping those cards so quick. It's
I don't think there's a recall in there. I think it's
Is that 6 mana source? Yeah, you're right. 6 mana sources, preordained gush is what that hand looks like. I don't know if that hand's bad though.
I think I'd be thankful to have access to that opener. But if Rob plays a Chalice here, it's going to be pretty inconvenient. In fact, this is like a turn 1 sphere out of the Shop deck. It's going to make Zach's hand a little worse, but he's not really doing hardly anything. If he has a blue Mox, then
I think you just go land and chain all your Moxes and pass back.
Yeah, you could play the preordain.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. Sure can't. I'm good at that.
Yeah, so these are basically coming in to play tap. There's a root maze going on.
That's root maze. 10th edition reprint. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that card came up in a conversation yesterday. I wanted to bring it up here too.
Fresh in memory.
We got another sphere effect, so Zach's very happy that he dropped all those rocks.
Absolutely. Rob going down to 16 to play that.
Gush is the drop for Zach.
Yeah, pretty good.
So this preordain costs 3 mana. Is preordain better than divination?
I think a scry is worth about half a card.
Okay, so it's effectively the same as divination?
It's difficult to evaluate that. Well, in this case, it's certainly better than divination, drawing 2 bad cards.
Yes.
Or it gets to avoid drawing 2 bad cards. Zach can here tap out to play the gush, but doesn't.
I don't think you want to. No reason to set yourself back that far.
In 2 turns, he can just pay 7 to cast the gush, which is just as good.
I mean, divination is slightly worse than preordain. Gush is an instant, so it has to be slightly better than divination.
Got it. Yeah, Rob looking for a threat to deploy. He's got the Vicious Factory to kind of start chipping away at Zach's life total.
What are the 2 lands he has, or are those Forge Masters?
I think there's a Chalice, and I think we're going to see it.
4 mana.
Is it a duplicate? I think those are duplicates.
Oh, we're going to see a Chalice. So he's spending 4 mana on this, so X is going to equal 1 here.
Correct, yeah. Cast 2 to cast, 2 bonus, 2 extra.
Then ship the turn back to Zach.
Yeah.
So this is going to lock all future preordains, including the one in his hand, out.
Zach draws a library for turn, and that's a huge draw.
If he hadn't played 4 Mox in this game.
He gets to Gush to reset lands back into his hands. Yeah, that's pretty good. He's doing the math now to see if he can do it right now.
I believe so.
Yeah. Rob clarifying what the Cavern's on. I imagine it's on...
Usually it's Golem, or it's Horror, or it's Construct. Those are usually the 3.
Horror? Phyrexian Metamorph?
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Revoker.
Oh, yeah.
Revoker. Metamorph is a shapeshifter.
I guess that is sensible.
I've played a significant amount of Greg Mitchell's shop decks, which every single card is foreign, so you actually have to remember what creature types those are.
Yeah. You're not afforded the opportunity to be lazy and just, what does that do?
For a couple weeks, I just said what creature I was going to cast off of it and be like, whatever creature type XYZ is.
Yeah. Rom draws a shop, which is good. Oh, it's a Forge Master.
So I think he's got double Forge Master in his hand,
Yeah,
and Workshop was a draw. Oh, do the math right there. So Sphere Resistance does make creature spells cost 1 more.
Thorn does not, so
that's going to cost 6 mana altogether, so he's going to tap 6 mana.
He has Zach now all of a sudden has to quit dawdling and find an actual route to victory.
What's he looking for? Swords to Plowshares isn't good enough anymore.
Definitely not. He's got a ton of clever 1-ups he can draw into. He's got access to that Kolaghan's command, which would be pretty powerful here.
Looks like on Rob's end step, we're going to see a Gush get casted here. He's figuring out exactly how he wants to float this. He's going to use 2 mana for Moxes and float the blue mana. So if he draws a spell here, he can cast it.
Yeah, draws a Mentor. I think that's what he was looking for.
And of course, he's got 7 cards in hand. So
exactly.
Ooh, Radiant Flames. Not quite good enough here. Oh, wait.
Oh my God.
He's so close.
Oh my jam. Yeah, if he can pay 5, he has to pay 5 to cast it. And because
he can only hit 4 Converge right now, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't have green.
Oh yeah, he has to find a green source.
So close.
There's a Pearl underneath the Ruby, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pearl, Ruby, Jet, and then Island and Underground Sea, I believe, are his mana base.
Oh, that is truly a shame.
So close. That'd have been beautiful. If I see a
God.
Radiant Flames for 5.
Yeah.
We're going to see a Mentor here for 4 mana.
Yeah, Zach passing with 7 here. He's got a Jet and a Pearl. Yeah, Rob is itching to get to the good part of the turn. Let's see if he's got anything exceptional he can find.
There's got to be like a Sundering Titan in there. What else?
The one Sunder, but Zach's Gush in the end step protects his black source.
How do you feel about getting a Steel Hellkite versus your opponent's 3 Moxes plus Mentor tokens?
I'm for it. Well, in that case, I'm 0-it, I suppose. But
yeah. Zeroing that bad boy.
Zach passes with 7 in hand. He's got access to the library.
What's great, actually, is Rob can activate that manland, turn it into an artifact creature, and then sack that to go out the Forge Master to leave a Sphere effect and that Chalice on 1 in play while he drops a Steel Hellkite, protecting his Steel Hellkite from the Swords of Plowshares hanging on Zach's hand.
Pretty slick, ultimate, yeah. Once the... one day we'll get a soundproof booth.
Yes.
One day.
The dream.
Yeah. But until that time, you guys at home get to experience the full joy of being a Card Kingdom.
Yeah, looks like there's a bunch of people playing Mahjong behind us.
Yeah.
That was a loud game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We've got a core... Rob plays his Mana Crypt here.
And using the mana from the Mana Crypt, looks like it's going to activate his Manland. It's an artifact creature.
Yeah.
Proper super type to be sacrificed to Cthulhu the Forge Master.
It's just a regular type. Super type includes basically snow.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Legendary also, right?
Also a super type, correct.
There's one other one, but I can't remember what it is.
World.
There it is.
Welcome to Card Kingdom World.
I'm always glad you're here because I can ask questions like that knowing that you have the answer already.
I had to think about it for a second.
Okay.
When I said the words, when you said super type, my brain is like churning a little bit. Yeah, so Rob looks like he's deciding what he wants to whether he wants to have the pair of spheres or have his Forge Master.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting an Oracle Wording. Oh, maybe not. Or Dice, one of the two. Not sure which one.
I'm confused.
Oh, there it is. There's a die.
Oh, he's got mana floating.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's got the 2 floating from tapping the Mana Crypt. Okay, reasonable.
Yeah, I like getting rid of the Forge Master here. I don't think you're going to have to activate it again this game.
Yeah, I think if Sundering Titan's not enough, or with whatever
Steel Hellkite. You got to get Steel Hellkite here, I'm pretty sure.
Josh. I just looked at Rob's deck list. He has a Karn Silver Golem.
Ooh. Can you, is it 0 mana activate?
It's 1 to activate, but he's got 2 mana floating.
Oh. So if he had tapped that Mishra's Workshop to play the
to play
the mana vault or mana crypt, he'd be able to blow up all of Zach's Moxes.
As it is, he's got 2 mana floating from the crypt, and he can tap his Cavern of Souls.
Yeah, so walk me through Karn here for the viewers at home who have no idea what this card is.
Yeah, Karn Silver Golem. I think it's from Urza's Saga.
It's Urza block for sure.
Yeah, so it's a 5 mana 4/4. When it is blocked or becomes blocked, it gets -4/+4.
So it becomes a 0/8.
Correct. Hardly going to die in combat, but it's not going to kill anything either. And it has the ability to pay 1 to make target non-creature artifact into an artifact creature that has converted mana. That has power and toughness equal to its converted mana.
So for 1 mana, you march to the machine's target artifact. Target non-creature artifact.
That's right.
And real good versus Moxes.
Yeah.
Real awkward versus Chalice of the Void.
That's true. Well, yeah. Doesn't get to attack for 2 with his Chalice, but still can suit up his Thorn of Amethyst and bash for an additional couple points of damage.
I don't imagine you do attack with it though. Attacking into a Mentor while your opponent has enough mana to play a cantrip, pretty awkward. There's a Chalice, but that trigger's still going to go off.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Very good point. The Thorn protects him from getting. Well, I don't know. The Thorn is protects slightly. Zach discards a force to hand size.
Makes sense.
Truly Magic as it was designed to be played. Rob making sure he didn't forget his mana crypt trigger. Doesn't look like he did. Making sure
there is no mana crypt anymore.
Exactly, sacrificed to that Thorn. He left the Forge Master and ended up throwing away that. Not the Thorn, but threw away the Sphere. Which I think
a little
is
strange to me.
He may have. We know that he has an additional creature in his hand.
Yeah. To be fair, though, he does have a Mishra's Workshop and a Soul Land, so I don't think he's in an issue where he's like, I need to make sure I can cast my spells. I think it's much more important to restrict your opponent's spells.
Sure, reasonable. Glowstone Golem will help with that. Zach declined to block the Karn. That's interesting.
So you always block the Karn.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, just block it.
I imagine Rob's deck comes from Greg Mitchell, and I believe that all the cards on the table are not English except for the Mishra's Workshop.
You know, I don't know if the Karn is. I actually have not seen the Karn in Greg's deck. So
I know that Karn Silver Golem's name, which we can see it on the screen here, is about like a third of what it should be in English.
You're correct. You're correct.
I remember flipping through Greg's cards and being like, that is a dope-looking Karn right there.
Greg has a lot of those. A lot of dope-looking cards.
Yeah, I think I can make out just barely the Chinese characters on his Chalice of the Void.
Yeah, so that Silver Golem really doing work there. I feel like a Steel Hellkite still would have been a better option, but
I think that Rob has to get an attack step, which is asking a lot.
Very true.
Plus, if Zach manages to have instant speed removal for the thing that destroys Zach's Moxie, then Rob can just respond by, like, it's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, the Moxie are getting blown up no matter what.
When you have Karn, not Steel Hellkite. So, I like the idea of having an evasive creature versus this vanilla 4/4.
Looks like there's going to be attack here for 3 damage.
Rob falls to 7. Rob could have just died. Could have just straight up died. But actually, now Zach is short 1 spell. So now he's got to be really heads up about that Ancient Tomb. He's getting to really precarious life points where even just 1 or 2 unblocked monks could spell the end of the game.
Yeah, these 1 mana spells, even though they're countered by Chalice, these triggers are still going to happen on cast.
Yeah.
So Prowess is still going to go off, making a monk is still going to go off. So Zach could easily pump a guy to lethal if it gets through unblocked.
Nice.
And the table over there.
Yeah. Rob gains access to 5 mana, can play his second Forge Master, if that's truly the card that's sitting in his hand now.
I believe so. It looks like that's what he's going to cast. You know what, maybe you're right. Maybe blowing up the Sphere of Resistance rather than Thorn of Amethyst was a good call, because this will be the second spell he'll have to cast, or he wouldn't have to use the Ancient Tomb to cast.
Yeah. Rob attacks and gets in for another 4 free damage.
Zach's going to fall to 8.
Yeah, very interesting. Now it's... Well, now I'm not even remotely sure what's going to happen from here. Rob can fetch up in the end step something like a Steel Hellkite with just barely enough mana to pay for to bring it up to 7 damage, but not 8. But Zach falls to 6 now. Find 2 lands. And Rob even has the ability to, in his own end step, once Zach has fetched out these 2 lands, to, oh my goodness, the Sundering Titan's going to be really good if he fetches it up here.
Yeah, so I feel like Rob's definitely in the tank here. He's like, I got an option here. I think this is the right time. Zach does have that Gush to protect.
Yeah.
However, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Putting your opponent on 2 lands while they're facing lethal is pretty scary.
Yeah, Zach's going to get some additional ground pounding creatures, no matter like if he casts his Gush. But if he decides to blow the Source of Plashos here, which would be pretty loose, I guess now that I say it. There's a Chalice out too.
Yeah, there's a Chalice. He'd be casting it for the Prowess trigger only.
To generate a monk in the end step.
So he's going to go ahead and try and cast it, and Rob's going to say, yeah, I got a Chalice of the Void. However, Zach's going to say, they still got these guys.
Yep.
They did do that in the wrong order, active player, non-active player.
Yeah, Rob is the active player, as it's still the end step. But
not a huge deal.
Yeah, I think it's
more than enough time to catch it, I feel, is right when you put it in your graveyard.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Let's see what's going to happen here. He's going to cast Gush. These lands are going back to the hand.
Yeah.
Gush is on the stack.
Zach still isn't in his end step. All right. I like. Oh my goodness,
treasure.
Oh, that
card gets around Sphere Effect.
That's really good.
Also gets around Chalice in the Void, unless your opponent plays Chalice on 8. Well, he's got 7 cards in hand right now.
6. He's only got 6 now.
Oh,
did I miscount?
Must have. I counted the same number as you.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Jace Finspraxi. I'm not gonna lie, I love that card. Every single format it pops up, and I'm like, man, this card is good.
That's so bizarre to me.
Honestly, it's a Jace from Zendikar. What more do you need to know that it's ridiculously overpowered? This one is half of the mana cost, the same price tag.
That's truly insane. So Zach here gets to play this Treasure Cruise for a single mana. Gets to have 2 mana up, but not to little effect. Gets to be able to play the next spell that he draws off the Treasure Cruise.
Yeah, if he hits an Energy Flux, that might be game, actually.
Yeah, Rob can pay to keep.
Oh, actually, you know what? Rob would be able to sack the Forge Masters to create a Steel Hellkite.
And then pay for it with his Cavernous Souls.
Yeah, he'd have to pay for the Cavernous Soul, or he'd have to pay for the Steel Hellkite and that Chalice of the Void if he doesn't want to lose the game. Oh, I guess the swords actually got casted.
It had done been cast, but...
Yeah, so he's got to have to exile 8 cards. Rob's like, yeah, that costs an extra 1. And Zach's probably like, oh, I know.
Trust me, yeah, Rob points to his Chalice. It's sensible. Oh, you paid for a 1 mana spell. Get it.
The Thorn, I believe, is what he pointed to. They are on top of each other. Snapcaster Mage, Mentor, and a Tundra are the draws. So if has he played a land this turn?
Last turn he went down.
Yeah, he bounced 2 lands, right.
Yeah,
he bounced the Tundra on the island, or Tundra on the volcano.
Played the volcanic this turn. Rob looked like being a good sport, letting Zach get that token after the Treasure Cruise resolve.
I feel like there's a reasonable window where a spell can resolve, and you can put triggers that don't relate to it on the stack. But like, one of the things that bothers me, one of the things I don't let people take back is if they cast a spell that draws a card and they're like, I did this, and it's like pertained to what they drew. It's like that's a little too late.
Yeah, like upkeep triggers with a choice if you forget when you go to your draw step.
Yeah. But making a monk token, what cards are in your hand isn't going to change whether or not you're making a monk there.
And we can't hear what's going on the audio there.
Yeah, it's
Zach might have just been like, I'll make a token, but let me draw cards first.
Yeah, he might be like trigger, and then draw 3. I do that all the time. So it looks like we got the buddies blocking. These Forge Masters are saving the Forge.
That's right. Protecting the house.
Protect this house.
Is Zach going to get in for 2, bringing Rob down to 5? And Rob making sure that. I think it's still combat. That's what Rob was ensuring clarity on here. Because Zach tapped out to play the Jason in his main phase. Gave Rob a lot more information about what's on the table here.
Now that Zach is tapped out, can Rob just get a Steel Hellkite and win the game?
He can get. Maybe he gets Tristelian.
I don't think Trike wins the game though. Steel Hellkite wins the game for him.
Yeah, that's spot on lethal, I think.
Zach's at 6, and Rob has enough mana to pump it once.
Exactly. Yeah.
Has enough mana to pump it twice, actually. Not relevant. But
yeah, just in case.
Man, all these cards are upside down. What's going on over there?
What?
He's like putting a bunch of cards in his graveyard.
I think that he picked up part of his graveyard when he.
I think we should probably just have a judge watch this just to make sure no hanging happens.
Yeah, looks like Rob is talking to people that are nearby. I wonder what was going on there.
They got a judge. Jordan McQueen is there. Head Judge Jordan McQueen is doing his job, making sure that.
Oh, I wonder if Rob put his hand into his deck.
Oh, is that recoverable?
I mean, no, not really. Doesn't matter though. He might as well be hellbent this whole match.
Yeah, Conejo is behind us, giving us the awkward turtle.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, finds a Steel Hellkite. Let's see if it's good.
I think it's got to be okay as long as the card you tutor for was not a card in your hand, because then it's like...
a little questionable in this case.
Steel Hawkeye was not in the hand.
Yeah.
And there's a Steel Hawkeye.
There it is.
And I think Zach sees the writing on the wall here.
It's gonna give Rob an opportunity to mess up just one more time.
Maybe he attack the Planeswalker on the board.
There is a Jace on the field.
They might flip just soon.
Yeah, attack you, fire breathing, make it 6 damage altogether.
And Zach's gonna scoop it up.
Yeah, sees even just played Gush twice. Got to play the same 3 lands 3 different times, but it didn't matter. He had as many as 6 behind him. See that Radiant Flames, it got very close to being exceptionally good, that Radiant Flames, to kill the Forge Master. Didn't end up panning out like that, though.
Not at all. Welcome back to the booth, guys, here at Card Kingdom's Get Swifty for a Twisty.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. That was round 2, and we have about 15 minutes left in the round, so we're probably going to try and get a backup match for you on camera. If not, we might bring in Popper, which is the exact opposite of Vintage, but still very fun to watch. Till next time, I'm Josh Monks, that's Casey Hogan. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.